Hi, welcome back. Today we'll be having a discussion with the ADA adverse event Adam dataset adverse event. Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about in this video we are going to talk about adverse event. So the adverse event is coming under classification of occurrence data structure. Okay, this is occurrence data structure. So this is under coming as a classification of ADAE data. ADAE and ADCM both are coming under occurrence data. Okay, so the header part will be the same. We'll be using the SDTM AE uh, for adverse as a source of dataset for the developing the Adam dataset, and we also having a IDSL to calculate. I think we calculate for treatment related information. To get some treatment related information, we need a ADSL, and the final output will be having ADAE, and there is no macros for use in this particular programs. So let's continue with this one for removing any dataset, previous datasets. If we have, we are clearing those up. Okay, then we are calling heaven, tidybots, deployer, delivery date, admiral packages. Then we're setting up the working directory to clinical resource, and we check the getting working directory to check is it the correct working directory or not. Then we calling that we calling the SDTM datasets as well as Adam datasets. Then we reading the AE dataset, AE which is SDTM dataset and ADSL dataset. So we got two datasets are here because we are using the read SAS because these are files in the SAS dataset. So this is AE SDTM dataset, and here we have ADSL Adam dataset. Okay, so because we need a treatment related information, that's the reason we need to call both AE and ADSL. Okay, can we have when we check the specification? In the specification, we have um, almost like 44 variables are present to derive, and you see here they have most of them are predecessor, which means these are coming from the AE SDTM dataset, and we need to derive few variables are here. Okay, so uh, majority of them coming from ADSL dataset. Okay, majority of them most of them are coming from ADSL dataset. Okay, so that's what we are calling the ADSL data. Now we filtered out this one predecessor, so we are removing that predecessor one. We're keeping only the derive and blanks. Okay, derive one, sorry. So we have to derive almost five variables, so based on this source of derivation. Okay, let's continue with this one. And so here we are taking the SDTM dataset and we combine with ADSL by unique subject ID. We left join with unique subject ID, and then the new dataset we have given the AE2 as a new name. So we are combining ADSL by left join to AE by unique subject ID. So here we have pipe symbol, which is continuation for the next step. And mutate, as I mentioned, mutate, if you want to create a new variables, we have to use mutate deployer package. So here is the treatment start date. The treatment start date is date format. Okay, the TRT SDT have that. Okay, in order to calculate these two, use rules in SAP. So these are the partial dates. If you have partial dates in your AE datasets, we have to do analysis start date and analysis end date imputations basically. So here what I'm doing, we need a treatment related information because we are comparing with the treatment related information. Okay. We are comparing with the treatment related information for sorry. Okay, so we are comparing with the treatment related information with the AE start dates. So here what we doing, because for example here in AE start dates in the AE SDTM datasets, so you have full length of dates, so there are no partial dates. You can see here there are no partial dates, everything is coming with the date and time, and also with AE end dates. What if we have partial date? For example, what does it mean? The partial date means if the day is missing, if I have only this part. So how do you how do you know that what is the date of this one? Because sometimes you the data entry people, they may be missing, or they don't have exact date information. So on that time, they have to input it based on the statistical analysis plan. So in the SAP, they have given a few imputation rules. Okay, so I'm gonna show you here. So this is the table part. I took it from the SAP. So here we, what we do here, we have a missing day. If the day is missing, the partial date contains a different from the day of the study dose. That is the treatment start date. If the month of is different from the month of first dose, then input it as a 01 of the month. So if the month is completely different, then we make it as a input, we make it the missing day as a 01, the first day of the month. Okay, if the date contains same month as the first day, then input it as a date first. If the same month, then we have to input it as a first dose, like the treatment start date we have to keep it. Okay, if the month is different, we have to keep it as a 01, just to understand. Okay. Okay, so let me explain you how the imputation works as per the SAP. So when you go to the whiteboard here, so this is the SOP. Let me explain you here. You see here AE start date, for example, the missing day of month, and missing day, month, and year. So there are three classifications are given in the SAP. So if the partial date contains a different month from the date of the first study dose, that is the treatment start date, then input it as the first day of the month. For example, here is the day is missing, right? You have year and month is present. And if the partial date contains a month from the day of first, this is different, it's a different, right? Here is 02 and 01, then we input it as a 01, 28 in 02 01. Okay, this is one of the case. The next stage, next case is if contain the same month and the date of the first dose, then input it as a date of first dose. So if the partial date is their day is missing and the month will be the same for the treatment start date, then we take this date as a imputed. Hope you guys understand these two classification. Then if the missing day and month, if the partial date contains missing day and the month, if the partial date contains a different year from the first date of the first dose, then input it as a missing day and a month to December 31st. If the year, like for example here, the month and date both are missing, if the year of this one and this one is different, then we input it as a December, you know, 12/31, December 31, because the years are different. If the years are same, we will be considering, if contains as the day, if it contains the same year as the date of birth, then input as missing day, a month of the first day. So we will be having 02, we'll be having this one, the treatments first dose, treatment first dose. If the year will be the same, if the year is different, we'll be having December 31st. If the year is will be there, we'll be considering the first dose. If the complete day, month, and year is missing, then we directly taking the treatments. Okay, so these are the three concepts we have to do it in this program. Okay, let's go continue doing that part. So before we do imputation, we have to divide either for each, like AE start date and AE end date and treatment start date, in three ways, like by using the substitute string to substitute functions. We based on the length, we are extracting the year part, month part, and date part. Okay, so here we're taking if else conditions. So if else, so there is no missing values not equal to is that NA, and the string to, so we're considering one first position fourth. So the first position fourth is for this year, this 4 we are extracting for this for year part. And the month part, if it is greater than or equal to 7, because when you check the date, so here is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So if the month is greater than or equal to 7, then we are considering the month part. So we're taking the sixth position 2. So 1 2 3 4 5, and this is the sixth position. From sixth position we considering a 2, that is we extracting the month part in AE start date. So then we are removing, if it is greater than or equal to 10, then we are considering the ninth part, and then we're taking the 2 for the date form. else we are using just as a missing if there is uh, not that in this case of condition. Okay, then we do the similar pattern with the if else and AE and DTC as well. So we'll do the similar thing for extracting the year, month and date format. Then we do the similarly for the treatment start date as well. Okay, the treatment start date, the treatment we're taking the year, month and date, and we do similarly for the treatment end date as well. Okay, so that the same thing we just copy and paste over, changing that treatment start date, treatment end date variables. Okay, once we separate each individual date into year, month and date, then we do the mutations. So here what we do for AE start date, if you have any partial dates, so what we do, if when is dot and when there is a AE is missing and the month is not missing and the year is not missing, then if AE started month and the treatment started month is equal, then we give treatment start date, else 01. Remember this condition here. If month is different, then we give it as a 01. If it is same, we'll give it as a treatment start date uh, day, right? So here what that is, the if the month is same, we're giving as a treatment start date. If the month is different, else we're giving as a 01. That is the first condition we have met. Else we give it as it is. If because if there is no missing values, we give it as like leave it as AESTDD. Okay, hope you understand. It quite complex to understand this part, but just I will rephrase again. So here if a DD day is missing for AE start date and the month is present and year is present, then if the month and the treatment started like first those month is same, then we give it as a treatment start date for that, for this variable. Okay, else we're giving as a 01. So the similar here, if the month is same, we give it as a day of the treatment started, TRTDD for AESTDD. Okay, and if the month is different, we're giving as a 01, not we are not giving as a 21. Okay, that is that is we met the condition here. Then the next part we are giving the flags. So here when you check here, there are no. Okay. How do we know that particular date is a partial date, and what is a partial date, like is a month is missing or day is missing or year is missing? So we have to give one new variable for the time frame to indicate that if the D is there, which means the day is missing. If a month M is there, the month is missing, and Y is there if the year is missing, if all of them are missing. Okay, so for example here is the day only is missing and the month is present, and year is present, then we consider it as a day D, only D is missing. If the month is missing and the year is present, then we're giving as a M. Okay, if the day, month and year everything is missing, we're giving as a Y. So this is one of the flag we have to do it. Then the next condition, if the month is missing, and year is present, okay, just be careful with this condition. So if the month is missing and year is present, then if the year equal to first dose of the year, then we give it as a first dose of the month, else we're giving as a December, right? So the next condition here, if the year of the year of the partial date and the first dose of the partial is different, we're giving as a 12 is a December. If the month is same, if the year is same, 2018 here for the partial date and treatment is 28 days, we're giving as a treatment like 02. Okay, 0221 we're giving as the first dose month. Okay, I think you understand. Just if you have confusion, just let me know in the comment section. So here if the month is missing and the year is present, then if the year of the AE start date and year of the treatment started is same, then we give it as a treatment start date of the month for the missing M, else if not same, we're giving as a 2. Okay, then here for AESTDD, if the day is missing, month is present and year is present, and this is another condition, month is present, year is present, and if the year equal to first to those of the year, then we're giving as a uh, first to those date, else we're giving as a 31. So this condition. So here, if the both years are same, then we're giving as a 12, and if the for the date we're giving as a 31st, as here December 31st. If the year is same for the first to this a start date and first to those, then we're giving as a directly to the treatment started date. Okay, treatment started day, if the year is present. So if you practice, you will be understand this part. Then we continue for the next. The A start date, we are considering only the date format A started. Since we don't have the partial dates here, so I'm taking directly from this part. So A start date, I'm taking the date format. As dot date is a function, we're considering only the date form dates, not we're not considering the time. Then we giving the A analysis start date directly to the A start date, because there are no partial dates, right? There are no partial dates, so that's why we're not combining these things here. Okay, then we considering the same thing with the AE and DTC, because AE and DTC also there are no partial dates, but we have to derive the imputation in case in future if we get any partial date, this condition will be uh, meeting the requirement as per the SAP. Okay, so we considering the month date format for AE and DTC. So we take both analysis start date, analysis end date, because there are no partial dates. So let me run this one first. Okay, so if you go check A2 here, so you will be having the dates format, and we'll be having the date format for the adverse event end date, analysis end date. So okay, so next we have to do treatment emergent flag analysis period. So adverse event start date greater than the treatment start date. So AE start date is greater than or equal to treatment start date, then we have to pop it as a n, either n or y. Okay, this is the derivation point. So in case one, if not missing analysis start date and analysis start date is greater than a treatment start date, then we give it as y, else no. This is the condition we have to give treatment emergent flag. Then we have the period, because we have two different periods, right? So we have to give the A period case. So when you check the specification here, A period, by using the start date, find the period, find for which treatment is falling. Okay, these two we have to do it. A period. So here, if the treatment start date, if analysis start date is greater than treatment start date and analysis start date is less than or equal to treatment end date, then we consider as a period 1. And if it is analysis start date is greater than treatment end date, then we consider as a period 2. This is the direct straightforward conditions here. Else we have to give as a missing for the character format. So here is this is the A period character format, and here we're giving as a numeric format A period. So when it is A period is period 1, then we give it as 1. Whenever A period is 2, then we give it as a 2, and else missing NA. Okay, then if for the TRT TA, so the TRTA is like, for example, A period equal to 1, then we're giving as a TRT01A. When actual treatment for the adverse event, if you have A period equal to 1, then we're giving as a treatment 01A, actual one, and A period equal to 2, then we're giving as a treatment 2A. This is the actual treatment for the AE. Then if there is a missing, then we give it as a missing format. So we have derived all adverse event uh, the variables, and the remaining ones of the predecessor is automatically coming from the ADSs. Don't need to uh, check on those ones, because those are we already coming from the ADSs. We just need to select those variables. What are the variables? So we select all of them required variables. Then we have to we have okay, so this small error, because I just press here comment out for the select. I am removing because they are in ADSL have study ID, and the ADSL sorry, AE has a study ID, and ADSL also have study ID. So that's the reason there is a conflict between these two thing have. Okay, so here we have an error, because The ADSL has a study ID and AE as well as study ID. That is a conflict happening between these two data sets. What I can do, I just remove that one study ID from here. This select ID. Then I run again all of them. Okay, now is good. We don't receive any error here. Then we have the labels. We have to attribute to that to those variables. Okay? Then we have calling the HMSL and then we give the label. Okay, so this is the final data set we have here. And the final data set will be having, along with the treatment information, will be having ADSL AE related information, analysis started, analysis ended, and the PRT MFL, the flags, having TRT actual treatment analysis. Okay, so the TRT MFL flag is here. So we have, and the A period flag, A period as well, analysis period. So all of them we have. Then we have to save it ADAE, save it in ADAE. Then go here and we get that RDC, keep it and the ATM dataset. Okay, so here is the quite complicated a bit here when you're doing the imputations. So we just, so you check, you do like organize perfectly, then it's going to be easier to do this classification. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and feel free to give a comment in case if you have any feedback for me to improve myself, and if you have any doubts, just let me know. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow for the another video. Thank you so much for